Hello and welcome to another Flick Cahoon video. It's to do with the Feiyutech A1000, A2000. They're both the same and getting the use out of the handlebars. That's the two batteries out the single-handed gimbal. I've got spares, but I'm going to use these. Make sure you put them in the right way. And remember, they go in the opposite end of the gimbal to what the controls are. Bit noisy, but there you go. And that's the controls in, camera's balanced, all set to go. And I'll show you what the buttons do. The large button there, I'm bringing it closer to the camera. There we go. We'll put it in the middle. The large button is the joystick, up, down, right and left. The middle button is the on-off or mode button. The bottom button is if you've got the wire set up to power your camera. I don't want to. Don't even know if it does it for my camera. But I switch it on and I edit in Corel. So I take out what I don't want. Right, the batteries are in, it's ready to rock and roll. So I'll press it once and hold it. Beep beep, you saw what happened, it moved and that's it on. Now, when it first switches on, it goes into mode 1. So I'll just pick it up with one hand. And you can see it stays pointing forward, but it will go round side to side. So it does pan, it doesn't do tilt in mode 1. In mode 2, I have to press the button twice, remember, to get it. 1, 2. That's us in mode 2. Now, it follows where you're pointing it. It tilts and it also pans. Now to get out of that, you can press another mode if you want, or press mode 1 to go back to mode 1. But on the front where you can't see it, I'm going to turn it round. There is a trigger, and if you press that twice, the camera defaults, the gimbal defaults back to mode 1, and there you have it. It points straight forward, but it does pan. So the trigger sends you back into the default mode, whatever. Now I'm going to reach round and press mode 3. 1, 2, 3. In effect, that's gone into selfie mode. If you're working with the handlebars the other way up, so you're down low to the ground, you use this to get you in the right direction. But that's how it works. Now if you're not happy with the setup, the beauty of this is if you want to lower it, you can lower it on the joystick, but you can also hold it for a second. And that's what it does. Now to get back, you can't just press the button 3 times again. You have to press the trigger twice. 1, 2. And it's back in mode 1. When you press 4 times, you go into auto rotation mode. Now I'm going to reach round and go 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I'm in auto rotation mode, and I want it to go from there. So it starts there and you press the mode button once, and then I want it to go round to there and point up. Now when I press the mode button this time, get your hand out the way, or I'll get my hand out the way quick, and so should you. Now you can govern the speed of all this with the app. I've got mine set up reasonably fast just to show you what it'll do. When it's finished, it'll go back to position as it started, and you're back in mode 1. If you want to confirm it, you can just go click twice, but you are in mode 1. And that is basically all the settings on it. There is another setting, but it's for stabilization, and it's you press the button 5 times. I stabilized it. It was very simple, but you can read up on it or see it done on YouTube. I'm not going to do it here. I've already done it once. And what you do is you just hold it. You've got to make sure you're level and so on. I used a little level, and you just hold it in that position. What I actually did was I put it down on its face. But that's up to you. But you have to hold it still while it gets through the stabilization. It took about 30 seconds. And that's it. Now that trigger has another use. If you watch my other video, you know. It also locks the camera in any position. Now I'm going to try and show you this without getting in the way. If I'm in mode 1, it would work in mode 1 or 2 or whatever. It won't work in 3 because that's a selfie mode, but it'll still lock it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the selfie mode. 1, 2, 3. And then I'm going to pick this up slightly and tilt it round. Now just supposing I wanted to lock it there. All you do is you press the trigger, which is now round here on my left hand thumb. Now I've pressed it and I'm holding it. Now look at the camera. I'm going to tilt it, and the camera doesn't tilt, it doesn't move. You can see my thumb still holding that button, and then I'm going to let go of the button now, and it goes back to selfie mode, and I'm going to press it twice more, and that's it back to mode 1. Now I really can't tell you any more than that. That's everything. And if you wonder why I leave the lens out while I'm working with the camera and the gimbal, I'll show you why, because I've got it perfectly balanced. I'll switch it off. Will I? Hang on till I think. Yeah, I'll switch it off. So you hold the mode button in, second, you'll hear it go diddly-dee, and the camera still stays where it is. I would never use it in that position, so I don't know why I'm showing it to you, but there you go. There. Wherever it is, it's balanced. And that's great. But watch what happens when I switch it off, or if I extend the lens. Let's go for a lens extension. See? Just the lens coming out does that. I'll bring the lens back in. Camera is perfectly balanced again. But the opposite side of the lens out is switch it off so the lens vanishes, and watch, goes the other way. So you have to set your camera up. If you've got a flip out screen or a flip up screen, set it the way you're going to use it. I do use my zoom. I'll be honest, I'm not frightened of using my zoom when it's on. But only for short periods of time, and I'll switch it back on and show you. It's strong enough for you to be able to do this, and that's me equivalent to 700mm on the 35mm scale. But it works perfectly even at that. It doesn't shake or shuggle or wobble about or protest or anything really. But I very seldom do use it. I like the gimbal and I like the wide angle, so I use it with my GoPro Heroes and things like that. They're not GoPro Heroes, they're action cameras, but they're 170 degrees of vision. And that's it. So I'll switch it off again. And we'll switch off there. Bingo. And that's it. Bob's your uncle and Fanny's your aunt. Maybe.